Have you ever wondered who would make your decisions if you couldn't make your decisions yourself? That is why every adult needs a document that's called a power of attorney. I'm attorney Anastasia Fainberg here with Legacy Law Group Colorado, and today I'm going to tell you about what a power of attorney is, why you need one, and how to get one. So what is a power of attorney? It's the legal document that gives somebody authority to make decisions for you if you're temporarily unable to communicate. There are two main types of a power of attorney. The first one that we call a general durable power of attorney is for legal and financial decision making. So if you're unable to communicate and you cannot, for example, go to your bank, sign off on your tax return, conduct any business, sell your home, sign a check, all of those things, you would designate somebody like your spouse or another trusted person to act on your behalf. And then there's a medical or a healthcare power of attorney that basically gives somebody authority to make medical decisions on your behalf, again, if you're unable to communicate. So both are absolutely critical, and here's why. You may be thinking, I'm young, why do I need this? But the reality is that once you're over 18, your parents can no longer make your decision. And also, even if you're married or in a partnership, the law does not presume that you would want your spouse to automatically be your decision maker. That means that if you're in an accident, you're temporarily incapacitated, your family will have to go to court and get guardianship or conservatorship appointed over you to be able to make your legal, financial, and medical decisions for you while you're incapacitated. We actually had a case where a young adult got into a motorcycle accident, and he had 3 siblings who all wanted to make his medical and financial decisions. And because they were not in agreement, they had to go to court and fight each other and each get an attorney, all the while their brother was laying there in a coma in a local hospital. It was absolutely heartbreaking. Nobody can get into bank accounts. Nobody can get into medical information. We had another client whose daughter moved away for college, and she was barely 18 years old, but it was in a different state, and she ended up getting into a car accident and getting into a persistent vegetative state. And nobody even notified the mom that had happened until she found out from the school. And at that point, she couldn't even get any medical or any other information about her daughter until she flew out to another state and went through a court process that's called guardianship and conservatorship to be able to move her incapacitated daughter back to Colorado. So again, everybody needs one, and having a power of attorney will definitely avoid all of those issues. So how do you get it, and how do you get it right? Again, as you know from my other video on do-it-yourself estate planning, downloading one online is not a great idea. You need to first consult with an attorney in your state and make sure that you are listing out all of the powers that are statutorily allowed in that state. And a lot of the times, financial institutions like banks and other bigger financial institutions that hold brokerage accounts and money are very specific with the type of a power of attorney that they will actually accept. So just a generic template online that does not list specific banking and investment powers is not going to cut it with most banks. So you need to consult with an attorney. You also need to pick somebody that you trust completely. So it could be your spouse, it could be your adult kids, it could be your family member, it could be your best friend. But the key here is that they need to know what you would have wanted, and they need to know and act as your fiduciary, having your best interest at heart. You also want to make sure that you make your power of attorney durable so that it stays in effect if you become incapacitated. You also want to make sure that you don't just create it, that you share it with the person, or you tell them where to find it if something were to happen to you, so that if you do become incapacitated, they need to know that they have those powers and have a copy of it to show to the bank or to financial institutions. So a power of attorney is one of the simplest, but one of the really powerful parts of your estate plan that absolutely every adult needs. Even if you don't have a large estate and you don't necessarily need a will or a trust at this point, you should at least have the basic power of attorney documents. And if you would like to get started to create yours, you can always schedule a free consultation with us or call us and find out more. And if you want to learn more about how to avoid probate and what probate actually is, make sure you check out this video that we linked right here and follow us for more useful estate planning tips.